Good morning, Heidi Foy here from Bullfrog Creatives, and you will notice that I am officing in a different location today. My husband and I are attending a Wyoming water rights class today in Cheyenne, so I stepped out of the class and am joining you guys, well, in the backseat of my car because technology allows. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. We are super excited this year to partner with Visit Casper for our countdown to the CNFR. I believe we are 5 days away from check-in, 6 days away from actual rodeo action at the Ford Wyoming Center. So this year, excuse me, this is a special year because not only is it the 75th annual College National Finals Rodeo, but it is the 25th year for it to be held in Casper, Wyoming. So I think it's official that we can actually officially call Casper the home of the CNFR. And as a Casperite myself, I can't tell you guys how excited we are to have you guys back to our community. We are in our final week of the countdown. We have just 3 regions to touch base with. The southern region will be today, southwest region, and then we will wrap up with the west coast region and Ben Londo on Friday. So without further ado, let's add Mr. Damian White to our broadcast this morning. Thank you so much for joining us.
How are you this morning?
Not too bad. There are pros and cons to having technology with you everywhere, and I guess today it is benefiting us well.
There you go. Always, it is going to be, technologies is always growing. So next year you could probably be, in Hawaii somewhere.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Exactly.
I wouldn't be against that. So Damian, you are no rookie to our countdown. So give me a little bit of your background. Talk to us about, well, first and foremost, where you're coaching, how long you've been a coach, and how long you've been a faculty director.
Well, my name is Damian White. I'm currently coaching at Texas A&M University, Commerce. It's in Commerce, Texas. And we are the Lions. We're not the Aggies. I've actually started this program 10 years ago. I've actually been coaching 15. I coached my first 5 at Panola College, and then I moved up here and started this program, and hopefully I can retire right here.
Yeah. I think it's probably more common in the college rodeo coach world where people stay with a certain school for a pretty long length of time. And that's just because it works. Now, are you from the area?
I'm actually kind of, sort of. I mean, I'm from East Texas. My dad built highways, and wherever the job was at is where I lived. So yeah. I kind of been through just about every town in Northeast Texas down to Southeast Texas.
So how long you've been coaching for 10 years? How long did you tell me how long you've been the faculty director?
Faculty director, this is my 3rd year.
Okay. Talk to us about how that works. Is there a term for the faculty director similar to like a student director position?
Correct. The coaches vote on the faculty director, and we had a longtime faculty director, Dr. Al Wagner. He's from A&M College Station, the Aggies, and he actually retired last year. And they elected me 3 years ago to come on and be the faculty director of the Southern region.
So has he actually retired, or is he still involved with the rodeo program?
He's still involved. He's retired. But he's always going to be involved with the program. That's it. That's his little baby there, So he's actually coming to the college finals this year. You're gonna and enjoy the college finals.
Is he gonna sit up in the stands and watch?
Knowing Dr. Al, he'll probably be on the gate. There's a gate at the college finals, and we all call it Al's Gate. He's been there way before my time.
Yeah, I think he's definitely been through the ropes quite a bit for the college finals and through building that program as well. Well, if you would, I'm going to bring up, as long as everything works. All right, I'm going to bring up some results and we'll just get right to it.
Perfect.
So these standings, I know that some of them have not been accurate, but I'm going to guess that you'll correct us if they're not. Let's go ahead and start at the top with the men's team qualifiers.
Yes, McNeese State University out of Lake Charles, Louisiana. They won our region. They have some great rough stock riders, got some great horse riders, and then they have some great straight rattlers, round event guys, and they'll be one to watch. Them and Sam Houston both. They'll be ones to watch at the college finals this year. They'll be going for a national championship men's team.
And let's see, for women's team, how about our top two women's teams?
A&M's, they're College Station, they're strong. Madeline Richards, she actually won the breakaway, won the all around, and I think she went second in the goat time. She's tough to beat. She's a good one. And then they got Maddie Uthier on there, and I don't know, I haven't looked. I think they got Emma Smith in the barrel racing, and she's got a great barrel horse. She's been there several times, and I do not know who they took for the fourth place, and that's my bad. I'll have to look that up. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. Let's talk about that women's race a little bit. Now, I skipped past the men's race pretty quickly, but we can go back if we need to. There's not a very big point spread there between number 3 and number 2, Coach.
Correct. It was mine to lose. I come in and I actually had a young lady have emergency appendicitis surgery that was on the team. So she was out. And then I had a young lady that actually, she drew up wrong, and she was in California for this rodeo. So I was missing several from my team, and I think I got beat by 13, 15 points.
Not
I can't see that. But Sam Houston, they have a great team. They have a young lady in the goat time, Christian Reeves. And I mean, if I'm not making a mistake, she holds the fastest time at the college finals with a 5 something. She's coming back. 5.5. She is
5.5.
She is handy in that goat time. And they have a good group. They have Brooke Krojek in the barrel racing. You put me on the spot again. I'll have to see who he brought, but yes.
Yeah.
That both of those teams right there. They're ones to watch. I mean, we're bringing a tough group from the southern region this year. Not only individuals, but as teams. It's going to be fun to watch. Are we in the all around? You got me. I didn't bring my glasses on, and it's hard for me to look. But I think Cole Pugh, he win the all around. He's actually a freshman in college from Sam Houston that steer wrestles and rope steers, and does both really well. He'll definitely make a splash as a freshman. And then coming in second behind him was Slade Wood, and Slade won the team roping last year at the college national finals, and Slade's coming in the team roping. Him and his partners back. They won it last year, and they'll be ones to look at this year to win it back to back in the team roping. If you can hear me, Heidi, I can't hear you.
How about now?
I've got you.
All right. So I was just saying, you'll hear me reference this a lot as we go through, but looking at the point spread there in the men's all around, that's not a whole lot of points difference there. I mean, that came down to the last weekend for sure.
It did. And actually Cole had a great rodeo. I mean, he placed pretty high on the steer wrestling and pretty high on the team roping right there, and it bumped him up to number 1.
Perfect. All right. Women's all around. So it's not uncommon. I'll just make a comment. I see we only have one woman in the all around standings, and that's not common that this happens, but it does happen. I think there was one other region that didn't have a women's all around this year. And that just goes to, there is a rule in the NIRA that you have to compete in more than one event, but you have to earn at least 200 points for those points to count towards the all around. So I'm going to guess if you were to look at it, there's a handful of ladies below Madeline that were super close.
Correct. And this is actually the second year in a row that we have not took a reserve all around from the southern region. It happens a lot in the southern region, the southwest region, and the central plains region.
Yeah.
And if you can look, we'll get to the goat time in a minute. I'm just using goat time for a deal, but like I think Kristen Reeves has 800 or 900 points in the goat time, and she has like 100 and something in the breakaway. So she needed, a few more points just to get her there to that all around point. But when it's tough in our region to get 200 points in 2 events.
Yeah. And I'm guessing, let's talk about that. Why do you think it's tough specifically in your region?
There's so many, to be honest. When you have, and we're not as big as the Southwest region, when you have 130 breakaway ropers, they can get it done. And they're battling out for that. And when you're talking about there were several rodeos when you were 2-6 and you didn't draw any points. So it's just tough on the young ladies when you have 130 of them and they're all buying for 8 slots for points.
Yeah, for sure. So we will only bring one Madeline Richards. And I know you already talked about Madeline a little bit, but tell me again what events she'll be bringing with her.
She'll be bringing the breakaway roping and the goat time.
Okay. All right. Well, let's roll down to saddle bronc riding.
Yeah, this is Isaac. Isaac won it. If I'm not mistaken, he won it last year. Isaac he's sure enough saddle bronc rider. He'll be a name you'll be able to watch at the NFR one year.
And then we've got Coy Hebert.
Coy Hebert. He's from Louisiana.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Coy Hebert from Louisiana. I talked to his coach last week. Coy broke his neck at our second to last rodeo.
Okay.
Or maybe it was our third rodeo. It was a couple of rodeos for the end. And he was questionable as of last Monday. The doctor was going to see again and see if they were going to release him. So Coy may not get to come this year. It depends on his doctor if they were going to release him or not. He fractured some vertebrae in his neck. A horse reared up and come back over in the chute with him.
When was your guys' last rodeo? Just to put this in perspective.
April the 26th was our last rodeo at Hill College. And it's been a while. April, I think if I'm not mistaken, it happened. I can look on my phone right quick and tell you exactly when it happened.
We're looking right now, like 4 weeks out.
Yeah, he happened. It happened on April the 10th.
Okay.
He fractured some vertebrae in his neck when that horse come back over in the chute with him. So, and I have not talked to his coach this week. Just trying to get everything done and get ready to leave to come to the college finals.
Yeah. So in the off chance that he is not cleared,
Caleb from McNeese will fill his
roll up. Okay.
Correct. And Caleb's already going on the McNeese men's team. So,
okay. So he's just packing his gear bag just in case.
Correct.
Well, if he's
already there.
He's probably taking his stuff. So it's just a matter of making that decision.
Correct.
So Hill College may be, man, that's hard. So when is he supposed to find out?
It was supposed to have been Thursday or Friday of this past week.
Okay. All right. I suppose we could look at the draw and find out pretty easily.
Yes, ma'am.
Bareback riding.
Gavin French. He wanted. He's from A&M College Station. Great kid. He'll be one to watch up there to do it, and he has made it before, so he's a veteran coming to the college finals. And then second, right there, you have Bradley Miller. Bradley made it last year, and it would have been a little closer race, but Bradley actually he missed a rodeo or two because he was at the American for the million, and he missed another one somewhere else to so he actually missed 2 rodeos, but still win second.
Well, and that's something that I think I probably say it every time I talk to a rodeo coach here at this level, is that something that we don't see in other NCAA sports is that a lot of these, I mean, I would say probably most of these contestants are now rodeoing professionally as well as college rodeoing. So there is some times where they're going to have to pick between one or the other. And it probably just comes down to payout, I would guess. I mean, if you have a chance to ride at the American for potentially $1 million, probably going to miss that college rodeo.
I agree. Just being honest, I would.
Yeah.
And when you got a chance to meet, how many times in your lifetime are you going to get a chance to ride for $1 million? So, I mean, or rope for $1 million, or,
Yeah.
So
Any of it. And then our third place coming in the third hole is Caden. I'm not saying last names anymore.
it should be Carnegie.
It is.
Okay. I like I said, when you get old like me, you have to wear glasses to see, and you got it where I can't see it, but I know Caden, super great kid. Yes or no, sir? I mean, he's just got a smile on his face every time you see him.
Perfect. Bull riding. Are you gonna make me say that?
Well, yeah. I said the last one.
Ezekiel?
Correct.
Yes.
He actually made it last year from Wharton. And you see right there, Wharton's 1, 2, and 3.
Yes.
If you can see that. But all of them, I mean, they all ride good, to be honest with you. Ezekiel will since he won't be he's not going to be a rookie at the CNFR this year, he should be able to show out a little bit on his bull riding.
And that, I mean, let's talk about that a little bit. For any event, do you feel like it really matters with the kids that are coming from the high school ranks right now and the experiences that they've been able to have with all of the, in a junior NFR, and I don't know, there's just so many more opportunities for them to be on a big stage before they get to this level. So do you think as freshmen or as first-time qualifiers, those jitters play in to the competition as much as they used to?
I don't think they do as much as it used to. I do still think they have jitters. I mean, I'll be honest with you, because when I've been to the CNFR 15 years in a row. And when my students go in there, I have the jitters for them. I know they probably don't even have them, but I have them as a coach. But I don't think it plays as big a role as it used to, because they've been on the stage. I mean, there's several student athletes, young adults that go to college that, they ride for $1 million. They ride for $500,000, or they rope or this or that. And some of these made the NFR, they just, it's not like it used to be 20 years ago. Yeah,
I would agree. All right. Number 2, number 3, we already talked about, all coming from Wharton College. So they have a really strong showing there. Team roping. Now, team roping is a little bit harder to talk about because, now who can't see? Tie down roping.
That's what I was going to say. That's a tie down there.
Listen, it's early here. Let's go with that. All right. Riley Webb. We've seen this name before.
Different Riley Webb.
Really?
Yep.
Well, we have seen the name before, but different Riley Webb.
Yep, different Riley
Webb. Southwest Texas is going to be representing for the first position. Talk to me about your tie-down ropers.
Good group here. Riley actually rodeoed for me, and it was winning the region last year, and then just had some horse problems, and he fell below and didn't make the college finals. And he graduated from A&M Commerce and wanted to go back to school 1 year. He had the COVID year.
Gotcha.
And he got his horsepower worked out. And I mean, that's all I can say, because Riley ropes great. I mean, he's roped great for the last 8 years. He just had a little bit of horse problems last year, and he got them all worked out. And you see where he's at. He's at number 1. Very consistent, a very smart roper. So.
And I mean, once you look past Riley, the points are extremely close, clear down to almost 6th place. So it looks like he kind of got out in the lead a little bit, but those other guys really had to fight for those number 2, number 3 positions.
Correct. They it was a tight race. And then like you got Colby Dausch, that's John Dausch's little brother from Hill. Colby wrote good. He didn't draw very good throughout the year. The ones he did draw, he used, so it bumped him up there to 2nd place. And then you got Slade Wood, which he won the all around for our region. Slade just went and made businessman runs.
Yeah.
So actually, at the last rodeo, you could have went down. If I'm not mistaken, you could have went to the 16th man, and they could have made it.
Oh my gosh, that's super close. I mean, I am seeing some ties as we go down farther, so that's pretty interesting. I don't think they usually see that the competition to that depth. And I think that just speaks to the region and how strong the region is.
Yeah, the calf roping's pretty strong in our region. It's pretty strong.
All right, steer wrestling.
You got Cole Pugh. He won the all-around in the men's. Cole's a very technical steer wrestler. Cole's not you always hear announcers say, "Oh, this is the big man's sport."
Yeah.
When you see Cole, he's about 5'8", 155, and I may be giving him some pounds, but he's very technical and knows how to throw steers fast. Great kid, like I said, from Sam. It'll be fun watching him because he does everything correct.
And then how about Jude?
Jude made it last year to the college finals. He's from McNeese. Great kid. You can know him for 10 years, and he may only say 5 words to you, but he smiles and he'll say, "Yes, sir." That's about it. He'll be one to watch. Him and Trace, they both been there last year. They come last year. Trace Harris went 3rd from College Station. Them two right there, they'll be something to watch because they know the type of steers that are at the CNFR, and they've been there and they've seen it. And if I'm not mistaken, this may be Trace's 3rd year to the CNFR, but we're bringing some good steer wrestlers. I don't want to say bulldoggers, but steer wrestlers to the college finals.
Yeah. Well, and we'll talk about it in connection with some other events, but is there really a change? I mean, do steer wrestlers really have to change their game at all when they come to this size of pin?
Yeah, they cannot be late. It's just like people watch the NFR at Thomas and Mack. If you're late, you're just about out of it because that pin's kind of short.
Right.
You have to get that start, or you're going to be at the bucking chutes before you know it.
Yeah.
Another thing in the steer wrestling, when I have students that make it, I tell them just make sure they get a good head catch, because that's where it's going to start anyway. You have to catch your steers to be there Saturday night.
Yeah. Well, and it's not, I mean, you make a good point. It's not uncommon for some steer wrestlers to make it back and not be super quick on all 3 runs.
Correct. Just
to have a time.
Correct.
Okay, now we can talk about team roping.
Team roping, it should be Slade Wood on the head side, number 1. It is. I see it. Yep. In Southwest Texas. And like I said, he won the college finals last year. Him and Logan Moore, and of course, you'll see Logan on the other side when we bring the healers up. Then you got James Arviso from Hillsboro. He's actually from Arizona. He actually heads for one of my students, and they're coming in as they'll be in 2nd place. And then you got, we call him Keelan Andrews. This is the grandson of Sammy Andrews. And his dad's James Andrews. He's a freshman, goes to school over at Mount Pleasant for Justin Hampton. And I mean, these 3 guys right here head with the best of them.
Yeah.
I mean, you can look in the PRCA standings and you're liable to see these 3 guys.
Well, and I'll make note again, point standings are all really close in the team roping, really far down. So I think that, you probably see you'll probably see a 1 through 10, a lot of those names in the PRCA standings.
Correct. Yeah.
Well, let's scroll down. I know you kind of talked about their healers, but let's take a look at the healers. Now, I do know in some regions we saw some interesting dynamic in team changes as they qualified for the CNFR. Does everybody match up with who they roped with year round?
At our region, most of the time they do. Yes, ma'am,
Okay.
they do. They'll take like my dad used to say, you always dance with the one that brought you. So
That's right.
then, like I said, in Slade and Logan, they won the college finals last year, and I mean, look out for them again. I think this is Logan's 4th year to the college finals. I think this is Slade's 4th year to the college finals. So, I mean, if you want to say a veteran, those are veterans.
Yeah, and they're looking to go out on top for sure.
Yeah. And then number 2, you have Caden Profili. Caden rodeos for me. Caden won the Rookie of the Year last year in the PRCA and should be at the national finals this year, as long as the CNFR as well. This is Caden's 3rd year to the CNFR. So he's another veteran. And you got Cisneros. He's from Wharton. Heels really good. If I'm not mistaken, he's a fresh, I don't even want to say. But anyway, he heels good. And with that short score up there at the college finals, it'll be fun to watch the young guns come from our region, Andrews and Cisneros, because Andrews likes to throw a little bit of line and they like to go fast.
Well, what tips do you give them as freshmen? Because we know that the team roping, I think last year was the only year that I have seen it really not completely fall apart. But I think historically, you'll see people with legs and maybe even barriers make it back to the short go. So what do you tell your students as they're coming in?
Practice pin runs. Just go make 4 practice pin runs. They'll give you a saddle that says national champion. That's what I tell them. Just be smart, practice pin runs. Don't try to do. A lot of times I see students try to do more than what the animal will let them do. Just go do what the steer you have. Do what you can do on that steer. So practice pin runs. Just go to get it done and let the chips fall. Make them come beat you. Make everybody else come beat you.
Yeah. All right, we'll move on to some ladies barrel racing. Before we talk about barrel racing, I want to ask you, I didn't do this before. What types of arenas are you guys competing in normally for your seasonal rodeos, for your regional rodeos?
We have them from steer tripping pins down in Uvalde, which is probably, I want to say 450 foot long by 300 foot wide.
Mm-hmm.
We have them at my pen. My pen's about 120 foot long by 80 foot wide. So there's a wide variety of pins. We don't stay in any really one type of pin. We have barrel racing patterns set from 18 seconds to 13 seconds.
Okay.
And this first young lady's got a horse that can do any of the pins. Perfect.
Good segue. So Callie McCall comes in with the regional title. I think anything more than 200 points, I feel like, is a pretty good lead, because that's something that has to be made up over more than one rodeo. But the rest of those ladies are super tight.
Yes, it was. It was fun watching the barrel racing this year, because any of the top 10 we're going to win it. I mean, it was just that way. If I'm not mistaken, Callie's won the rookie. She won the rookie last year, I think, in the PRCA. And she also works breakaways. That's one good point right here when we was talking about the all around. What has she got? 797 points.
Yep.
And I think in the breakaway she had 130. So she was 70 points. Close. Yeah, 70 points from getting there. And then in second place, you have Emma Smith. Emma's been there to the college finals a couple of times. Very consistent, very great, just a great horse. And she'll be one to watch this year.
Well, and let's talk. I'm just looking down at some of these names. That one name we should all recognize if anybody watched the Kid Rock and Rodeo
Is Mackenzie?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you see how
Mackenzie
close
May.
it was?
So she had a really good opportunity. She was pulled. I couldn't even explain to you the qualifications, but I know she competed at Corpus Christi, which qualified her
Correct.
somehow to be on the free riders team. And she kind of made it happen for him right there at the end. So what a great experience for her. Now, she won't be at the finals because she didn't place high enough, but also didn't make it on a team, correct?
Correct. She ended up fourth, tied for fourth. And if I'm not mistaken, 18 points, 18 and a half points.
Yeah.
That's just how tough the barrel racing is, to be honest. It is wicked tough in our region. And then you know, in number 3, you got JC Byler. JC's got a great horse. She made the college finals last year. Actually, yeah, and Emma did too. And I'm just looking through here. I'm trying to see how many made the college finals. Brooke made the college finals. From the top 10, you got 1, 2, 3, 4. You got 5 out of the 10 that's already made the college finals in the top 10. So that it's just that barrel racing's it was fun to watch this year.
Yeah, no kidding. That really was a race to the end. Mm-hmm. All right, breakaway roping. Let's take a look at these points again. So we've already saw one women's event where those points come into play. Madeline obviously was the only one that qualified, got the 200 point mark for the all around, but this is where we see that change, man.
Yeah, and actually, if you go down, it drops off fast, but then there's so many. If you could go down through the top 30 girls, which you can only see the top 15, you would see a bunch of them with 120 points. But yeah, Madeline won our region, and then Riley George, she wins second, and Riley is trying to make the NFR this year in the breakaway, to be honest with you, and she missed the last 3 rodeos. So that
changed it.
That changed it, yes. And she knew she had won our region. Riley had won our region before. Mm-hmm. She actually won the West Coast region, and then she come out here and she won this region. And to be honest with you, she just wants to make the NFR. She wanted to make the college finals and the NFR the same year.
Perfect. And she was able to position herself to do that, I'm guessing.
Correct. Yes, we knew by the last 3 rodeos, we'd figured out the points. Nobody could knock her out of making the CNFR.
Very cool.
And then you have Addie. Is that Addie is third? Actually, the 2 young ladies that made it in the breakaway for me last year was Riley and Addie, and they're coming back, and they made them again. So hopefully they can go out there and do something.
All right, goat tying.
Now, this is the event everybody stops and watches in the southern region.
Yes, I can see why. When you have the national record holder, the CNFR record holder, I can guarantee that she's doing everything she can and fine-tuning everything she can to come back and beat that record.
Correct. And you see how many points she has? She has 1,100. Mm-hmm. And I think she lacked 88 points in the breakaway. So if she would have got the 200 in the breakaway, she'd have been right there with Madeline.
Yeah.
And then you have, this is going to be fun to watch. Then you have Cameron Duncan. Cameron's been to the college finals Cameron won it last year, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure she tied with somebody.
I'm going to have to look. You keep talking.
Yeah. Cameron's coming back, and I think this is the 3rd or 4th year Cameron has made the college finals. And she's won it one year. I don't remember what year she won it. And then of course we got Madeline Richards. That's a fun group to watch right there in the goat time. It is, which goat time's fun to watch. It's probably in my opinion, for me, it is one of the funnest events to watch at the college finals is the goat time. It's so fast. Every girl there can be a 5 seconds. And you're still looking that up, huh?
I am. I'm not getting very far though.
If I'm not mistaken, she did. She won it
Either
either
you
last year.
did or Paige Rasmussen did.
Yeah, Paige won it 1 year too, as well.
Yeah.
And then two totally different parts of the world. So you see how the
Totally
goat time is so good to watch at the CNFR.
Yeah, and I mean, we talk about this every year, but I have the privilege of being involved with or partnering, collaborating with Stacy Martin, who has Next Level Goat Tying, and I would say that, you know, being able to kind of see behind the scenes in some of her mentorship programs, that's part of the reason why, I would say, because there are women that are pouring into these student athletes, Stacy Martin, Lynn Smith, who's at Cochise College, that are continuing to give back to help generate and push the sport along. This is the NFR for the goat tires. There's no next level. This is it. And so now our breakaway ropers have somewhere that they can move on to, but this really is it for the goat tying. I don't imagine that there will ever be much more for goat tying. So I think that by the time you get here, this really is the best of the best.
Correct. I agree. But
go ahead.
No, I was just going to bring up goat time.
No, you're not.
Yeah, because, you know, I've been actually in the gym every day. You know,
well,
and huh?
I said, well, I haven't.
Oh, but you've been with Stacy, so have you been practicing?
No.
Why's your face getting red?
Damien, did you not read the emails? There will be no goat tying challenges this year.
I just asked you about goat tying. I didn't say nothing about a challenge.
Listen, here's the deal. Actually, Clarendon, Stacy's girls are supposed to be coming to our house on Friday to tie. So she was like, your daughter should tie. Well, my daughter is down a chicken wing because she broke her arm. So we'll see.
You have to fill in for your daughter.
Yes. Somebody's going to have to roll me around the rest of the week because I'm not going to be able to move.
I hate that I can't make it on Friday, but, you know, we have to break in all the timed event cattle. So,
well, I mean, do you, or are you just looking for a way out right now?
I give you the opportunity now. I can always come after. Yeah. You know, it's funny. It's a win-win for me. Either I beat you and I get to brag about it, or you beat me and all you get to say is you beat an old man.
I beat an old man. Yeah. Unfortunately, you're not that much older than me, so I don't know how much bragging there is.
It will probably be both of us, you know, having ice on our knees and ankles and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That would be the talk.
For sure. Yeah. Yeah, we made this promise last year, and then we both did everything we could to make it not happen.
That's true. That's true. You know, I may have meetings every day this year.
You're probably in better shape than me this year. Well, listen, I was just going to say, you know, I think that there's some vast improvements. They're stepping off of bulldogging horses, and honestly, some goat tying horses that bulldoggers would not slide off the side of.
Oh, so, you're correct there. There's a horse. I've seen horses that I wouldn't want to ride to the trailer because they go too fast.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you used to not want to be in the tunnel during the barrel racing, but now it's barrel racing and goat tying because some of those horses are pretty amped up. And those ladies are just used to it. When you're practicing, well, and I think one of the downfalls of our generation, my generation, was that we didn't have some of the tools, some of the practice tools like what these ladies have now. So you don't have to practice stepping off your horse and blow your horse's mind. You can practice stepping off of, you know,
the dummy. Barrel. Yeah, the barrel.
The dummy now. That's just somebody driving the four-wheeler.
Yep.
Also, I don't know if I trust anybody. There's nobody that I would have trusted to drive the four-wheeler.
That's true.
Because somebody would have messed with me and either sent me flying like in the dirt or out the end of the arena. So I think that that's a pretty unique situation, but it's always exciting because not only has their dismounts improved, but They're flanking, they're tying. I do know that Jim Boy is throwing a little bit of a wrench in it. We're going to have a little bit heavier goats this year than what we've seen in the past. So this may or may not. I'm going to guess that it's not going to have an impact, but it is going to be something different than from what we've seen from year to year.
I agree with you. Man, you could put, I don't care what kind of goats you put in there. These young ladies from all over the country are going to be fast.
Yeah, for sure.
If you have big goats in there, fast time may be 5.9. You're going to see 5.9s. If you put some small goats in there, the fast time may be 5.4. So you're going to see 5.4s. It doesn't. It's just going to be these young ladies. It's crazy about the goat tying, and people don't understand. They always ask me, my administration here at the school say, well, "What's your favorite event?" I'll go, "Goat tying," and they go, "Why?" I said, "Well, have you ever thought about just getting in the back of a truck and driving 35 miles an hour and stepping out and passing the truck?
Yeah.
And then stop in 20 feet. I know a rope is 10, but they step off a little early and getting stopped in 20 feet. So be going 30 miles an hour and get stopped and get your feet right to get a flank and tie and all that." And they go, "Never thought about that." And I said, athletes. That's all you got to say is athletes.
Yeah. Well, so you bring up a good point. I mean, it would be really interesting to have like an HP clocker in there just to see how fast some of those ladies are stepping off at.
Yeah, it is. It's crazy. I know just from me. I drive the Ranger. Look, you should trust me. And we practice about 22 to 28 miles an hour. It's crazy.
Oh my goodness.
And they go and they'll be saying, "Hey, go a little faster." I'm like, "No, I can't.
No.
I can't get stopped at the end of the arena fast enough. Y'all are trying to get me killed on the Ranger." And it's crazy. We had a little experiment, and a girl stepped off one time going 41 miles an hour. That is smoking.
Did she?
No, she tied. She
landed it?
She landed it. And of course, now she's a stock contractor now. And I always ask her if she remembered that. And she goes, "Yeah." She goes, "My eyes are watering." She goes, "All I had to do is keep my feet moving. I was going to be fast." I was like, "Oh, yeah, you're right."
Oh my gosh.
I mean, you're talking.
That puts some perspective in it.
You're talking about track athletes I mean, I don't even know if track athletes could get that done.
Yeah.
But it's
a full-on sprint when they hit the ground.
Yes. And you have to be correct, or you're fixing to blow an ankle or a knee out. But yes. So.
Well, as always, I think the two of us could talk about goat tying for a long time. So you are invited to my house if you want to come and tie.
Okay, perfect. Friday afternoon, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay. What if can we just get some stand-ins?
Yes.
That's what we need to do.
We both can.
Yeah, we'll recruit somebody there and say, "Look,
you tie for me."
Yes,
you
correct.
tie for him.
Yes.
Go.
Yeah, there you go.
I feel like that's safer too. I don't know about you, but I don't have good enough insurance.
That could be true. I don't want to go to the hospital.
Something you don't think about when you're young.
Exactly.
Well,
I don't want to be sore.
What's that?
I don't want to be sore for the rest of the week. You know. So.
Yeah, what's your average steps for the CNFR? What, about 15 to 20,000 steps a day?
Oh yeah, I'm sure. I bet it's more than that, to be honest with you. Especially on Monday, especially on Tuesday. Monday and Tuesday. That's the kicker. And then you got softball. See, I have to play softball, so see?
Yeah, okay. So we talked to another region. I thought Ozark region was one of the contenders last year. Who won the softball tournament last year?
Was it West Coast?
Well, I don't know. I feel like it's always West Coast, Southern, or Southwest. One of those.
Ozark won it. My years get me, but if I'm not mistaken, West Coast won it last year. Maybe, or maybe Central Plains. I don't know. I'll have to make a call and find that out.
Yeah, we might have to comment. So there's been a little bit of trash talk. I've tried to create some trash talk just to get you guys going. So are you playing on coach's team this year?
I normally do. If you want to get some trash talking started, the coaches team almost made the finals.
Oh,
last year.
I would so root for that. That's
Yep.
what we need is a coach's team to win the trophy. That would be amazing.
Yeah. You talking about, I would never let my kids live that down.
Yeah, for sure. We need to work on that.
Maybe we need to
That's
get
where we need some stand-ins.
yeah. Well,
There's
yeah.
a semi-professional team in Casper, so maybe we can.
Yeah, there we go. Is that
Might
the
have to.
Cutthroats? Are they still in there? They were the Casper Cutthroats there for a while?
So we have a new team. It's the Casper Spuds. I don't
okay.
know, but
Still playing at the same venue
yep,
there.
same location. Yeah, I might have to make a call. I know a guy. Let's see if we
There
can
you
stack the coaches team a little bit.
Yeah, there you go. That's what we need.
That would be fun. Well, Damien, thank you so much for joining us. You fly out to head this way. You said tomorrow?
In the morning.
All right, well,
We start
travel
meetings
safe.
Wednesday, so be there tomorrow.
All right, perfect. Well, travel safe. You guys, thank you so much for joining us. We did have a few live viewers. If you guys missed our, missed the BS session, please, you can go back and rewatch if you have any questions. Tell us who you're rooting for. Yeah, CNFR is coming in hot. We are 5 days. I just did this Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. 5 days till check-in and 6 days until our Sunday matinee performance for the Bulls, Bronx, and Breakaway. And then Monday, Tuesday, slack. Tuesday night, we'll start into the third round of the CNFR, and we'll have night performances Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and the short round championship night is on Saturday. So if you guys have been to the College National Finals Rodeo, you know how great the atmosphere is, how wonderful the venue is, and the excitement. If you have not, but you've been to a rodeo, do not miss the opportunity to attend this rodeo. I think that it's a really great show, and there's a level of commitment and try in collegiate athletes that you may not see in some professional rodeos. So I think it they just stand out a little bit different than a PRCA rodeo. So I encourage you guys to attend. If you have not gotten tickets, you can get those at Ford Wyoming Center. 577-3030 is the box office. 307-577-3030. Call, or you can look online. And we want to give a special shout out to Visit Casper for being the home of the CNFR and partnering with us this year to bring you the countdown to the CNFR. All right, Damien, you have day, safe tomorrow, and we will catch you guys Wednesday. We'll see if we can round up the faculty director in the Southwest region, as well as I believe he's our faculty president this year too. So we're going to try to get Lou Rust on here and talk about the Southwest region. You guys have a great Monday. I almost forgot what day it was already. See you guys on Wednesday.